Y'all, this morning, for the first time in a long time, I felt empty. And not empty in a sense of like sadness. I'm not feeling anything. I am like depressed. Not like a low sense of empty, but a sense of contentment, a sense of fulfillment, a sense of like the only way I can explain it is in my chest. Sometimes when I wake up, I do feel a little pressure before I go to work because I work in an environment that I feel like I need to get myself out of. And so my nervous system, go back into our previous reading if you watched it, we talked a little bit about how to regulate your nervous system, but I usually feel pressure or anxiety or rapid heartbeats. And so this morning when I was doing my yoga, my breath filled my chest when it normally doesn't. There was a sense of ease, a sense of contentment. Now granted, it's Friday, so Friday carries different energy than the beginning of the week, but I felt like a sense of peace. That's the only way I can explain it. And it reminds me of how, I don't know why this is coming up, but thank you, angels. We must learn how to operate in a state of neutrality. State of neutrality meaning, I want to encourage you to look at the frequency chart. There's a chart that goes from high to low. High showing the high emotions, joy, things like that. Low showing, anger. And then there's a middle portion of like a state of neutrality. And how can I become an observer? How can I come to a state of witnessing life, of being fully present and being aware of everything around me? What I love so much is that a lot of people, specifically Erin Lyons here on YouTube, she's great. Check her out if you're into like galactic stuff. But she always talks about operating from this 0.01%. You are not high, you are not low, you're at a state of neutrality. You are fully present. You aren't allowing life you're not allowing life to mold you in a sense. You are molding life. You are in a state of creation. You are connected to source completely. It is that full feeling of peace. When you go outside in nature and you walk around and you experience that breath of fresh air, that is the state of neutrality. How can we every single day operate from that space and become a clear channel to receive messages from the divine, to ultimately create from that space? Because that's where you're going to find your clarity. And something is telling me to share with you that when you receive these messages or when you're seeking guidance from your spirit team, don't operate from fear. Wait until you reach that state of neutrality. I know when we get into a position of being really anxious, we really want to get the answer right now. But allow yourself to get into a state of neutrality so that way you are able to receive the guidance that you need. All right, y'all, I gotta go. Information's in the description. I'll see you on the next reading.